Hey everybody, I'm JJ, you're watching Reality Survival, and today I want to talk to you about two things that can literally save your life, and the thing that is probably the biggest threat to most preppers out there. And what we're going to be talking about today is heart attacks, okay? And a couple of things that can save you from a heart attack or help you recover faster from a heart attack or keep you from dying from a heart attack. But before we go into that, I'd like to go into a little bit of statistics on heart disease facts, okay? So heart disease is the leading cause of death for men and women in the United States. Approximately one person dies every 34 seconds from cardiovascular disease. And about in 2020, 697,000 people in the United States died from heart disease. That's 1 in every 5 deaths. So, heart attacks are a big deal, right? They happen all the time. And I think as a prepper, if you're not being serious about knowing how to treat a heart attack, then you're probably not being very serious. Something that I've tried to do over the past several months since we've moved and got here is really tried to focus on thinning down and getting rid of a bunch of the superfluous nonsense and focusing in on the things that actually make a difference, okay? And heart attacks is a big thing. A lot of people die from it every year. One of the other things I've talked to you guys about before is fact-based prepping with regard to fires, house fires. House fires happen often, and you really need to be prepared for those, in a pretty big way. And so, heart attacks are another big item, and they're probably the biggest threat to preppers, like I said earlier. And so that's why we want to talk about them. So one of the things that you can do to help mitigate heart attacks or recover from them faster is really simple, is buy some uncoated aspirin, 325 milligrams, okay? Just basic uncoated aspirin, 325 milligrams. Take one of these tablets and chew it at the first sign of a heart attack. Now, that will start to take effect in approximately, and basically what it does is it thins your blood down. If you chew it, and that's going to taste nasty, trust me, it's nasty, it will reduce the chances, of you experiencing a fatal heart attack by quite a lot. And I'll put some links in the description or in the Substack post with this, so you guys can read about this as well and where I'm getting this information. But they say that if you chew it, it'll take about 5 minutes for it to start to take effect. And if you swallow it, it'll take about 15 minutes. So that's why it's important to go ahead and chew it instead of swallowing it. The other thing is they don't recommend that you take more than that, because taking more actually doesn't increase the effect any. So that is just a super easy thing. And then one thing I do, if you notice on the bottle, is I have the instructions for it. Chew one tablet for heart attack, and it's right there. That way, if I have to send my kid running or something, like, oh, have this the big one, they know what to grab. They can see clearly that this is the one that's talking about the heart attack. They grab that and then bring it back or whatever. And it's just when you're in a panic, you want to make things really simple and easy to see. And so writing that on the outside of that, I think, helps to accomplish that. So that is one easy, cheap thing that everybody could do that would definitely improve your chances of surviving a heart attack, okay? Now, obviously, exercise and fitness and all those kinds of things are all a part of that as well. This video is not about that, but that doesn't mean that those things aren't important also, okay? So the next thing that you can do is purchase an AED, and that's what I did recently. I was reading an article from Duration Health, and it got me thinking about what I should do as far as how can I be a little bit more prepared for heart attacks and that kind of thing. Both my wife and I are approaching 50 years old, and that is probably a fairly good time frame to start thinking about such things. It's, you know, a little less common for it to happen under those ages, although nowadays we've seen a lot more of that after the COVID nonsense and everything. But as a general rule, most people are usually going to be over 50 years old before they have a heart attack. So since we're approaching that thing, I thought, well, maybe it's a good idea to go ahead and look into this. Now, I'll just kind of show you what it looks like. This is the Philips Heart Start FRX. Now, I will tell you that the Philips Heart Start, or just not the FRX version, but another of their base models, is on back order right now, kind of across the country. So the reason I got this one, it was a little bit more expensive, but it was available, and it wasn't back ordered. So that's why I got this one. So these things have really very simple instructions. You know, they kind of tell you here, turn it on, place your pads, press shock. The computer does all the analysis and the reading and all that kind of stuff for you. And so, just kind of hit the thing.
Remove
there.
Clothes from patient's chest.
So it kind of walks you through it, you know, what you need to do and everything.
When patient's chest is bare, open gray plastic case and peel off white adhesive pads.
So that is...
Remove clothes from... Look carefully at the pictures on the white adhesive pads. Peel one white pad from the gray case. Place pad exactly as shown. Press firmly to bare skin.
So
when the first pad is in place, peel the second pad. Place pad exactly as shown.
All right, so just kind of showing you that, you know, it'll walk you through the basics of how to do it. There's not a whole lot of training that's required to be able to use these things effectively. There's been several studies that show that these are effective in saving lives, and it's kind of easy, you know, to carry around. It does come with a little strap like this, and also a little first responder kit. So in the kit you have a set of gloves, you've got a CPR resuscitation valve mask, and then you have a couple of other things for scissors for cutting back clothes, a cleansing wipe, and then a razor and a towel in case the person that you're doing this on is a Wookiee and you got to shave it down to get good contact or whatever. So that's pretty cool. I'm just so you guys know, I'm not an affiliate with this company. I'm not trying to sell you something or whatever. That's not what this is about. This is really just more about taking a fact-based approach to being able to extend your life or be prepared for emergencies or crisis. And because that's what this, you know, this channel is all about, is being able to be prepared to deal with stuff that happens. And heart attacks are stuff that do happen on a regular basis, once every 34 seconds apparently. And so I think this is a good investment. Let me show you something else. I went ahead and got an additional battery for mine and an additional set of pads. This is the battery here. It is good until, it says it's good until 2028. And then there's another battery also, you know, already in it. They recommend, I think that you do, there was a card. Where did I put the card? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so the electrodes expiration is 2025, and then the battery expiration is 2028. So, you know, you got to do some maintenance on them and stuff every once in a while. But it's nothing that's really that big of a deal. And this is an extra set of the pads that were in there. So just in case there was a malfunction with the first ones or something, then you'd be able to deal with this one. And it gives you a little window in the case. You can see that there. It gives you a little window that you can look at and make sure that it's good to go. It'll blink with a little green LED. I don't know if you guys can see that or not through the camera, but you can see that. I can see that it's blinking. So, what this thing cost? I want to say it was right around like $1,800. It's pretty expensive, but it is truly a life-saving piece of equipment for an emergency. And if you can, I want to say the stat is, don't hold me to this, just remembering from the articles that I was reading, if you can get an AED on a person within the first 10 minutes of survival, or 10 minutes of a heart attack, their survival rate increases like 90% or something. It was a very high number. I don't remember exactly the percentage, but it was considerably higher. And so having something like this in the house, or having it, if you leaving it, maybe even in the car or something, if you're going to, go on trips or, whatever the case may be, might be a good idea, especially if you're going to be doing something where there's a lot of strenuous exercise and if you're out of shape and that kind of thing. Then doing a little bit of planning ahead of time can be good to help save a life. And then as far as the aspirin goes, you can incorporate having some aspirin into like EDC backpacks in your vehicle, in your med kits, and that kind of thing. Now, Duration Health, like I said, they're the company that I was reading one of their emails that they send out talking about different health-related issues, and that's what spurred me to purchase this. And so I'll just share with you a little bit about Duration Health. They are a fairly new company that has recently started after we passed some of the telehealth medicine laws in this country when COVID and all that kind of stuff. And they focus on preppers and people who travel and people who do, extreme sports and go to remote areas like missionaries and different things like that. And their service basically enables you to get, I want to say the base package is like 6 antibiotics, and it's like $350, like just for the base thing. And then you can add on additional medications based off of your situation, based off of the things that you do, the kind of activities that you have, that you're involved with, and all that kind of stuff. I think I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different medications here, and I think there's one more prescription, so like 11 prescription medications and a few off-the-shelf ones. I'll read this to you real quick. If you guys, while you're listening to this, if you want to go to durationhealth.com and check it out, it's going to have all the information over there for you, and you can use the discount code, or if you go to durationhealth.com/reality survival, it'll automatically hook you up for a discount code for $50 off. Or you can use the discount code Reality Survival if you don't use that link. There's also a link in the description below. So we've got a generic for Diamox, which is a altitude medicine. Then we've got what is this? A generic for Malarone, which is like a malaria type medicine. And we've got azithromycin. We've got cefaflexin, dexamethasone, doxycycline, Hyclate, meclizine, and metronidazole, and odinostrine. I forget which one. Oh, it's like the Zofran, and then prednisone. And then we've got some oflafloxacin ophthalmic solution, basic acetaminophen, scopolamine, which is like a transdermal thing for motion sickness, diphenhydramine, antidiarrheals, the loperamide, and triamcinolone acetonide. I don't know what that's a generic. Oh, it's a generic for Triderm. So multiple different things come in this pack. This one was, I think the total was somewhere around like 500 or 550 for the whole thing. So it's not super cheap, but with this also comes unlimited consultations with a physician for the year that you purchase this. And so you can go back and forth with them via email. You can get updated prescriptions. You can add medicines, have them shipped out, all that kind of stuff. So when I went through the call with them, the video call with them, even as an affiliate, they took it very seriously, and they go through like your medical history and what do you need and what's this for and all that kind of stuff. It's a legitimate telehealth appointment. And if you can articulate the reasons why you want to have these things and all that kind of stuff, and being a prepper is a part of the language that they understand. They know what you're talking about when you do that. So I thought this was a pretty cool system, and it's sort of a step up from Jase Medical. As you guys know, I'm also an affiliate with Jase Medical. They give you 5 basic antibiotics, and it's like $250, so it's a little bit cheaper option. But they don't really offer the option to get other stuff, and so that's what I thought was cool about Duration Health. So they're both good programs. You can check them out and see what you want. They do offer EpiPens as well. If you have somebody who has anaphylactic reactions or something like that, you can get those. They are pretty spendy, but they do offer them. So anyway, check that out, durationhealth.com/reality survival, and that will get you that $50 off if you decide to go ahead and buy one. Anyway, I think that AEDs are a worthwhile investment. I think it's something that you might want to consider. If you don't have the money right yet, or you got to save up pennies or whatever the case may be, make sure to have some aspirin on hand, 325 milligram tablets, uncoated. Okay? All right, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you guys would like to support my efforts to educate the public on disaster preparedness from reality-based perspectives, then I would really appreciate it if you go to realitysurvival.substack.com and sign up over there. There's a couple of different options for you. You can do the paid version where you support us. I'm running a 25% special right now, so you can get, I think the whole year is like $40 or something like that. And then any year that you subscribe afterwards, you still get that discount. So it's kind of good because I know money's tight. You can also do the free version. You sign up for the free version, and it just gives me your email. That way I can email you these posts anytime videos come out, and that's it. And I'm not going to sell your email or anything like that. I keep it in-house. It's just so that I can communicate with you, because YouTube and all the social media programs don't always get all the information out the way that we would like them to. So if I can email it directly to you, then that kind of solves that problem. We're also going to be doing giveaways over there every month for paid subscribers at the end of the month. The next one coming up is going to be this backpack from SOG. It's a pretty cool little EDC backpack. But we're going to do one of those each month throughout the year. So, you'll be get a pretty good chance of winning something. We've only got 40 or 50 paid subscribers at this point, so your chances of winning are going to be pretty good. So anyhow, that is all I can think of for now. Don't forget to live 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys.